Process. Understanding the process is the first point. Inside of the understanding the process, our pre-writing helps you select and shape a subject for writing. The second point is creating the first draft inside of the understanding process. Helps you connect all of your thoughts about your subject. The next is revising, helps you make changes in your writing until it says what you want it to say. The fourth point is editing and proofreading, helps you check the revised writing for correctness and preparing it for publication. The fifth point is help you evaluate the effectiveness of your work. Okay, the second point of the writing process is setting the stage. The inside of the setting the stage, we have the first point that is experience shapes writing. In this point, age of life's experience becomes part of what you know, what you think, and what you have to say. The second point inside of the setting the stage is writing never follow a straight path. Writing is a backward as well as forward activity, so don't expect it to move neatly and effectively through the steps in the writing process. The other point is each segment presents unique changes. For one composition, you make research for mic search, height and low for interesting subject. Another point is each writer works differently. In this point, some writer work more in their heads, while others work more on paper. The third point inside of the writing process is the process in action. Is when we use the last point, for example, the pre-writing, writing the first draft, revising, editing, proofreading, publishing. Okay, the fourth point inside of the writing process is writing basic essays. The essay is the basic form of writing assigned in all academic areas. You write essays about important concepts covered in your reading and class discussions. The five point inside of the writing process is building a knowledge base. Begin the essay writing process by selecting a subject that genuinely interests you. Once you have a good knowledge base, the next point inside of the writing process is what's ahead. In this point, the first part of this chapter discusses the main elements in the development of a essay, for example, structure, organization, and support. The final point is the importance of structure. In this point, the basic essay has a thing structure, that is, it contains an opening paragraph, several developmental paragraphs, and closing paragraph. In my opinion, I relate this topic to some situation for my practice, because when I grade a simple past class, I asked the students who wrote about their family, but did not explain specifically what they wrote. At that time, used the pre-writing, giving them a topic, but they had to find the right information. Examples with aprendizajes clave. The number one is the subject of simple present, make a Paris and let them make a conversation so that they can fit a topic of theirs and choose and this be able to use in pre-writing. No. Number two is on the subject of simple past. The students let a biography be made with the verbs that were taught, and at the end change an idea. That is how revising would happen. Okay, and the third point is with the topic countries and nationality. Write about a fiction friend who lives in another country in the and share with the group and make the corresponding observation. Her publishing will be used. For my part, that's all. Thank you for your attention.